Hello, everyone. I'm 18 Storm Track meteorologist Austin Haskins. We are now into the month of October. The end of September ended up very warm and dry, and well, October is going to start the same way. Now, we had more clouds around yesterday, so that limited temperatures just by a few degrees compared to what we had on Monday. And we'll keep the more cloud cover around in the forecast for the first day of October, but it is still going to be very warm. In fact, the next few days, those temperatures are going to remain on the toasty side of things. But there is the chance, looking down the line, we may see a pattern change here towards the second half of that 7-day forecast. We'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. But a lot of cloud cover around again this morning. High pressure to our north and east will give us more of a southeast wind today, but it'll turn more due south as we head into tomorrow and Friday. A couple areas of low pressure out to the west. We got some showers and storms in parts of the Dakotas and Nebraska this morning. That will likely stay away from our area, but there is going to be a cold front that'll weaken as it approaches in our area tomorrow. And as you'll see on one run of Future Track, might bring a sprinkle or two to the area. Now, looking at the wind forecast here the next couple of days, again, generally a southerly to southeasterly wind, anywhere from 5 to 10 to 5 to 15 miles per hour. Now, Saturday and Sunday, that wind is going to increase. In fact, we'll be in that breezy to windy territory. We could see gusts approaching 35, maybe even up to 40 miles per hour as that pressure gradient is going to tighten a little bit, as we're going to see an approaching system from the west and a strong high still sitting over to the east. But we'll worry about that once we get closer to the weekend. Today, a lot of clouds around, as I mentioned, but still going to have some sunshine around. That should at least allow temperatures to get back up towards that 80-degree mark for most locations. And then we'll turn partly cloudy heading into tonight. Tomorrow, any clouds around early in the day will give way to a sunny to mostly sunny sky. Now, as I mentioned, if you look at Future Track here, and this is really one of the only models that's really showing this, at least as of now, showing maybe a couple of sprinkles and very brief light showers to pass through the area as we head into late tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow night. But other data is suggesting that this front is going to completely fizzle out and will actually stay dry enough in the lower levels to prevent anything other than maybe a few clouds. So we'll watch trends on that, but I'm not overly concerned about any rain chances. If it does happen, it will be very light and very brief in nature. And then we'll stay with the sunny to mostly sunny sky for Friday. And again, just that 10% chance of something popping up. But nonetheless, we are going to stay dry through at least the first half of Sunday. We still have a slight chance of showers in the forecast Sunday afternoon through early next week, but we're still a few days away, and there are some signs now that that front might come through in more dry fashion than initially what we were seeing the last few days. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. But our pattern change will actually take place now, looking like as we get into next week. So our ridge in the jet stream in this big area of high pressure has what has been keeping us very dry and very warm as of late. Now it's going to continue that way as we head into Friday, but you notice this dip in the jet stream out to the west, and eventually as we get into Sunday, as we advance this, you'll see how that does progress farther to the east. So we'll be bringing a cold front here, and with this jet stream kind of favoring more towards our area, that will not only bring at least some small chances for rain in the forecast, but it will actually bring in some more cooler air as we get into early next week, as the heights in the upper levels of the atmosphere do come down a little bit. So we will actually see temperatures get back down closer to where they should be at this time of the year into next week, and that'll even continue towards the middle to end of next week. So those that are wanting some cooler, more typical fall-like weather, just wait a few more days and we should at least see temperatures come back down as we head into next week. Highs today, though, generally between about 75 and 80. Could be as warm as about 82 as you get down towards Alma. For tonight, we're back down into the 50s to near 60 degrees again. A little cooler to the east, a little warmer to the west. Highs tomorrow, mostly in the mid-80s, upper 70s, lower 80s farther north and east. And then everyone is looking at mid to even some upper 80s in the forecast heading into Friday. Saturday temperatures will be very similar to that, and then slightly cooler, but still very warm even heading into Sunday. And we will be on record high watch here. Now, the record today, tomorrow, and Friday are all at 89. And believe it or not, that is actually the all-time warmest temperature in the month of October in Eau Claire history. It has never hit 90 in the month of October. Now, forecasting 87 on Friday, which would come close to the record, but Saturday, if we get to 87, that would set a new record. That was set all the way back in 1897. Sunday's record is 84, right now forecasting a high of 82. And we are going to be within the ballpark, too, of some record warm lows as well. Friday night will be very close. Saturday night will be close too, but that will also depend on when the cold front comes through. So certainly some unseasonably warm weather still sticking with us, and also too potentially record warmth as well. But also, again, as I mentioned earlier, windy conditions over the weekend. Now look at the temperatures Monday and Tuesday next week, back into the mid 60s. That is about where we should be at for this time of year.